This is not what I was sold. I was sold someone who was very conscious of their figure, of their weight, of working out. I mean, even when
you're going to.
See, sometimes I need to yab you. Yab you not even work again. I don't know what thing I go do. I don't yab you. I mean, you go cost what thing go cost wahala, right? Like I'll be a bad guy for like 2 days. Like somebody go they sock around the place. Why? Because I don't yab them about not working out, right? And that will cost wahala for the entire day. And the next day, I should off my mic.
Welcome to Besty and Smoke podcast.
Talking the BS.
Welcome to the Besty and Smoke podcast, the BS podcast. My name is Smoke, and today we are back on a very interesting episode. I've got my co-host, Besty, the B, and the BS.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm doing quite well. How about you?
Well, I'm fabulous. I'm on my best behavior today, so I feel like I should break the ice and ask how are you feeling this morning, because you've been a bit under the weather lately. So
yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's not a very good day for me today. I didn't sleep a wink last night, so kind of woke up a bit cranky, and this has been happening for some days now. Not being able to sleep at night, and I think it's because of my meds, the medicines I'm taking for my blood pressure, and it's kind of keeping me up at night. I mean, this is a bad cycle. The blood pressure gets elevated when you do not get a good night's sleep. Yeah. And then you take a medication or some medicines that are supposed to actually help you bring down your BP, but then they have the side effect of making you stay up at night. In the long run, escalating the situation. Like, it's a vicious cycle. Something that's supposed to help is not really helping. And yeah, that's not just that. I've been going through a lot of stress, worrying about my blood pressure. Yeah, I'm probably oversharing right now.
No, you're not.
Worrying about my blood pressure, which is not good for the blood pressure. Everything is a vicious cycle right now.
I mentioned this about the constant trying to, because you are so caught up in trying to level it, get to a normal level, like control it, which is in itself worrying and stressing you, which in itself, it's not good for the thing you're trying to work on. So I don't know. I think that's actually an issue you have when it comes to committing to things. You kind of, I always say you kind of we die here kind of person. So I think you are so caught up in trying to control it that itself is stressing you. So if you would take my advice, can you let it be? Just go with the flow. Remember, you said your year resolution is to let it hang loose or take it easy. Go with the flow.
Yeah, it's rather very easy to say that.
Yeah, it is. I know.
When you consider that quite a lot is going on, and it's beyond.
Can you make the effort that you're making to actually work out things?
Right now, I don't really feel much like making any efforts. To be quite candid, I feel angry, right? I mean, this young, and I'm having to deal with this, and it's not just that. I feel frustrated. I feel
helpless.
No, I feel resentful.
Towards who?
Not to you. About the whole situation, and then it goes beyond health to my life situations. I've got my mom to worry about as well. She has the same BP. My dad died from that, so I have a double genetic issue with that, and I've had to worry about her. And she's the more she ages, right? The more she turns into this stranger to me. I'm probably oversharing right now, but I remember my mom from when I was a kid. She was a teacher. She was a principal of this secondary school. And I remember vividly one day when she came to my school in the middle of a school day. It was around 11 o'clock in the morning. Classes were in session, and I looked out the window and I saw my mom being elegantly and smartly dressed, right? Just walking towards the principal's office in my school. And I was so surprised because I didn't expect to see her at my school that day. I was in JSS 1, 2, I can't remember which one exactly. And I took a run. I left my class. I took a run across, like I was doing a 100-meter dash, across the schoolyard, running to go hug my mom because I was so proud. I wanted everybody to see that this is my mom. This elegantly dressed, pretty, looking so nice woman. It's my mom. And then later on that day, one of my cousins who went to the same school as me was angry at me that I was showing off and wanted everybody to know that this was my mom, which was exactly what I was doing, right? But now, it's like Shakespeare said, the second childhood, it's taken all of that away, and it's taken away the filter to our humanity. I believe the whole idea of a second childhood is that the first childhood, when we were born, or when we are born, we come into this world with just our humanity, our basic cravings, the craving for food, the craving for attention. That's why a baby wails and yells every time it's hungry. And when it's in pain, it wails and yells. It has no filter, no way to. It's selfish. It doesn't think about its parents, whether they are up at night, all night. So the second childhood for the elderly, it's almost just like that. They become selfish, and the filter to their humanity seems to be taken away. All the things, the consideration, the sympathy, the selflessness, all of that is just stripped clean of them, and you have to deal with the child, but not entirely, because I feel like it's the filter that we have covering our humanity, that veneer of sophistication or learning or moderation. It covers the basic instincts of who we are, right? If you're a shitty kind of person, but you don't want people to criticize you, what you do is you try to moderate your shittiness. And that moderation is the filter. It's like when you take a picture and you have to put a filter on it to make it look good. Now you take away the filter and we can see you in your stark imperfection.
So what you're saying that the filter
aging, the second childhood takes away everything that a human being has learned. The moderation, all of the instincts we have are just right there on the surface, and it can get aggravating sometimes to deal with all of that. So I'm sort of like resentful
about that.
Yeah, I'm angry. I feel like it's a ton to be dumped on anyone.
This is beyond your control.
Is it though?
It is. It's beyond your control. You said it. Shakespeare said it. That's life. It's happening. And it's beyond your control. You can't do anything about it. No matter how much you wish or want to, you can't. For me, I've said this and I'm going to repeat it. I think the best way to deal with this is to relate to it as you'd relate to any old person. Because I feel like I've realized, with certain situations, we are more sympathetic to outsiders.
Yeah, I was about to say that old age makes you look cute.
So when the person now commits you, like, in your head, it's going they should know better. But I think at some point, especially with our parents or, when they're getting older, we need to stop viewing them as our parents, the authority figure, which they were once, in our lives. And after God, them, from your mom who could afford to dress elegantly, you were proud of, not that you're no longer proud of her, because you are proud of your mom, but you said it. There comes a time that, it's no longer that person you new, that authority figure, you need to see them as not just your parents, but old people.
I think I just might be masking my problem.
Okay.
Like,
So can we get to the root of it?
I don't really know if I want to. I think I'm whining like a bitch.
No, you're not whining like a bitch. You're actually talking, which is something you've not done for the past 2 days. I've been really looking forward to this because I feel like this is actually where you'd talk. I didn't really want to have that conversation if you were not ready to have it. So I felt like here was going to entice you to have it without you knowing that you're having it. So when I said previously, actually on the previous episode, that you share things freely when you are with the mic, I think it's more like your relationship with the mic. You know, you feel like you're just talking to the mic, no one to judge, no one to look at
space.
you. Yes, a safe space. So I was really looking forward to this. And it's more like you, the mic, and then me on the other side, which I believe that to some extent I'm also a safe space for you. But I wanted you to express yourself, to really talk it out. But I think the bottom line is the energy you're giving it. Lord, I mean, you work out more than whoever wants to lose weight.
Yeah, just yesterday, I kept having to pull up my boxers. You know how you're doing something, but it's not registered yet because you're not really paying attention to it. After a while, I was like, what the heck is going on? Why do I keep pulling up my shorts? And then I realized that I probably lost a ton of weight.
That's why it keeps sliding down.
I love to lose weight, but not in a bad way.
And you think this is in a bad way?
If my shorts are slipping off my butt,
it's a bad way.
Then it's a bad way. You know what? Let's stop being party poopers and get on with it.
This is Besty and Smoke podcast.
Talking the BS.
So, what are we talking about today?
We're going to continue from where we left off from the last episode. That is marriage versus dating. We spoke of how marriage is, it's a different ball game entirely. Okay, one thing is getting to know someone, but marriage more like seals the deal. So we're going to talk about the rest of how marriage is different from dating.
Yeah, it was exactly that on the last episode, which was the third episode of the Besty and Smoke podcast. And today we intend to talk about why dating seems to be easier than marriage. Why does it feel like it's easier to date than it is to stay married?
Now, in marriage, things are enlarged. Like there is no filter. The filter you were able to give during dating, sometimes you can't do that anymore. Not sometimes, you literally can't do that in marriages anymore because you guys share the same space. I mean, you know stuff about me that prior to us getting married that you didn't know. These little stuff I do that not intentionally, maybe
most times intentionally. Most people who date.
In this case, I'm talking about
intentionally.
Me. I'm talking about.
I think there were things I intentionally kept from you, and there were also things that you intentionally.
Yes, but in this case, I'm talking about the ones that are not intentional.
All right.
So those are the ones I'm talking about, the unintentional ones. Okay. While there are the intentional ones, the ones you actually want to. That's where you're adding the filter. Okay?
Yeah, because you want to protect the destination.
Sometimes it might not be the destination that you're trying to protect, but you're trying to protect the way this person perceives you.
Okay.
For instance, you guys are dating and they pay you a visit once in a while here and there. Now, while they're paying you a visit, for instance, if it's a lady coming to your place, okay, maybe that weekend she's going to spend with you. She's going to shower in the morning. She's going to dress up fine. And you, while she's coming, you make sure that your house is probably stocked up.
Yeah.
If you barely could afford to, let's say be extra.
Yeah, you'll be prepared.
Yeah, because you are trying to, create that atmosphere, that's all fine. That's
welcoming,
and
warm, homely.
So it's not coming from a negative side. It's coming from you wanting to, put your best foot forward. But the thing that is, it creates this impression that, for some people,
picture of you.
It's all lovely. It's all, but I think let's be realistic. There's no perfect picture.
Yeah, there isn't. But that particular picture you've been presenting to this
could be
individual could be his perfect picture.
Yeah.
Or his perfect idea of a perfect woman or perfect man.
I do remember one comment you made. I don't know if you meant it, but I think this is my opportunity to ask.
Yeah, what was that?
You told me that this wasn't what you were sold. Did you mean that? I don't think you meant it.
Well, I could have meant it in different ways and not mean it in some other ways.
Because while I'm talking about,
I think I remember
you
now.
remember? Okay,
Yes.
because
Do you want me to really want me to answer the question?
please go ahead and answer the question.
You really want me to answer this
It came
question?
from a place of, you were so hardworking. You were so someone who liked to put things together and someone who likes to tidy. I was like, I've told you this. I
Yeah.
remember the compliment, what you told me one time. You said that my room is like a military base.
Okay.
And
I can't remember saying that, but okay.
Hold on. And I didn't understand. And you were like, because I have this, what do you always say? What's the word?
Can you describe it?
Where you have issues with stuff being done a particular way.
Obsessive behavior.
I just like things being particular. Okay. And another thing, I don't have the strength to tidy. So I make sure they are a particular way.
Every time I was in your room, okay, and I picked up something, a bottle,
knife.
Fiddling with something, okay, you'll be giving me the look.
Because you're not going to leave it the way.
I probably wouldn't put it back where I picked it up from. And you were particular about that. Immediately I would drop it like anywhere. You'd get up and take it back to where I got it from.
See, okay.
Right? Like that precision, that
I am
discipline. Now, do you know why I said that it seemed as though you are different? Now, when it was in my space, right?
God.
You do not behave with that same amount of precision and orderliness.
How many
You probably
times?
take a bottle of water, you drink, and you drop it on the floor, but you would never do that in your room.
How many times have I told you that one thing about fixing your space is that you do not, it's like, I explained this to you.
Yeah.
I am not someone who likes to clean because it gives me joy or because, I enjoy it. I tidy up because I don't want it to be a task. Because I was taught from where I'm coming from that
Whatever task
that's made for you is made for you.
Yeah.
Growing up, we had to wash every morning. So it will not be a task you have to sit down and start doing. Just, little stuff. And secondly, I hate looking for stuff.
Yes.
I hate looking for stuff.
Look. You said this. You already said this. I never presented any image of being orderly. I've always been a scatterbrain. I've always been all over the place. I've always been like a train wreck. Okay? You've always been my issue, right? My issue is if you are this particular about having order and precision and tidiness in your room, why don't you carry the same energy, maintain the same energy when you're in my room?
Because you don't keep the same energy in your room. Let's put it this way.
But
I have fixed your room countless times, and I will come to you to tell you what's wrong with you collecting this and keeping it the same way. Like, just hold on. I will fix a room in the morning.
What?
I will fix a room in the morning. Your room in
My
the morning.
room?
In the morning. Hold on. In the morning. No, wait. For example, in the morning.
Okay.
Listen, guys. I will fix someone's room in the morning. Maybe around 8. Please.
Like you do this every morning?
No.
Sometimes, right?
Sometimes, because I get angry. So I will take my precious time.
Okay.
I will turn the room upside down. I will fix everything. Let's say around 8.
And then when I'm looking for my clipper, for instance, okay, I can't find it. When I'm looking for my keys, for instance, I can't find them.
Wait,
do you know
I don't know how you find stuff in that mess.
Look. Do you know the thing about you fixing up my room is you don't fix my room the way my room was before you started. You just recreate my room.
Because
right?
you don't
And you move things around so much that I cannot find them when I'm looking for them. Okay, look, if my shoe rack is over there, okay, you move the rack over here. If my bed is here, you move my bed over there. I mean, you would turn it completely. I'll walk in and I wouldn't recognize the place. I'll be like, damn.
That was one time.
That's what you do.
One time when you travel.
That's what you do when you don't tidy up my room. You rearrange my room. And
That
that's
was
and
one
that's
time.
and that's
bro.
crazy.
That was one time. Hold on.
I'm looking for a
Okay.
screwdriver to fix something. I can't find the damn screwdriver. I'm spending hours on end
okay
looking
now.
for one screwdriver.
Okay. Hold on. It's okay. The thing there is,
Yeah.
you don't have a particular place where you
I
keep
do.
stuff. You don't.
I do.
You don't.
On the table.
This is Besty and Smoke podcast.
Talking the BS.
When I fix this stuff, okay, organize them well. This is by 8, for instance, 8 a.m. in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
And then you come back by after 10.
Like 2 hours. Is that what you're saying?
2 hours.
Come on.
You start looking at the whole place.
You
start wondering,
do realize you're exaggerating, right?
I'm not exaggerating. See how I fix stuff. I get a box. Everything is in a box or boxes.
Let's
Okay?
not dwell on
No,
this.
you're trying to make me feel like
You do fix the room, right? But you do not fix the room my way. You turn the room into what you want it to be like, to look like.
Can you-
Right? And then when I'm looking for something, it's no longer there. But that's okay. It's on me. I agree.
okay.
I agree.
Okay,
But how about
Okay, what-
you come in my room, right? You drink a bottle of water, for instance,
I-
and you drop the bottle on the floor, or you eat, you finish eating, and you leave the plate on the floor. But
When
you wouldn't do that in your room.
When have I? It's like, okay, you have this. Okay, you eat immediately, and then you get up, you take off your plate.
Yeah.
And I'm one of those people, like, when I eat, I just, I stay, I probably press my phone if I'm on my phone, or maybe, but I will still get to like, taking away the plate. That's. So when you say leave the plate on the floor, it sounds like I finish eating, I leave the plate and I go. I don't leave the plate and go. I'm still there now with the plate.
Probably fall asleep, right? And then 2 hours afterwards, the plate is still there, and I have to carry it to the kitchen, to the sink.
But wait, hold on. Now, the plate issue aside, do you remember when I went into your wardrobe and I rearranged your wardrobe?
Yeah.
Oh,
Let's not keep going back to
wait,
that.
because you said I don't fix.
I say you fix my room, you rearrange it.
No, I rearranged.
I can hardly
because
recognize it.
I wanted, like color, okay, like color setting,
Can we?
or
Can we
your
move-
your
can we
shirts.
move on?
Hold on, your shirts, his shirts.
Okay.
Where it's like, okay, pick
You
a
really,
shirt.
you really want to. You,
Pick a
you,
shirt,
you
pick
really
a
want. You really
trouser.
want to make yourself the
No,
good guy
I'm
in
not
this
the,
story.
I'm not the good guy. I'm just stating because somebody said I'm not, like, like I do it for my space, but I don't do it for a space. Hold on. And that's what I'm trying to prove. It's not something of I do for my space, I don't do for a space. I do for a space. Now, he was like, oh, he came back. He was like, wow, this is lovely. It's good. Like the shirts. He even said that sometimes that the way I do stuff is actually funny. Like, how do I even like have time to start? See the white shirts when you're looking for white shirts and you have it in mind. See the, blue shirts. See cause you're a hoodie person. See your hoodies.
Look,
Hold on. And even see your socks, in the drawers. My dear people in the Lord, I don't think it lasted 1 week.
it shouldn't. I mean,
I don't think
I'm a living, breathing human being.
even-
I cannot live like I'm at a military base.
I give up.
This is Besty and Smoke podcast.
Talking the BS.
Another way to answer the question of me saying what I bought, like what you ordered and what
You didn't say
got.
what you bought. You said this wasn't what you were sold.
This was what I
It
was.
was sold. So that was like first.
I think it's time for me to begin to unpack here. Oh, you said you felt unburdened on the last episode because you took me to the cleaners. I think it's time for me to unburden myself as well because I do deserve to feel relieved and unburdened as well.
So please,
Right?
Okay, tell me how is it that what you
Now,
were
while we were
sold?
dating, right,
Mhm.
you were so meticulous about
Ay.
running. Every morning you wake up and you would run. It was a religion for you. I mean, maintaining your steez, the weight, the figure, yeah. And I was so in love with it.
Kick me when I'm down.
Nah, I can't remember when you started working out like that, but you did it for a long time, every morning for more than 5 years. Every morning, even when you were doing a night show and you had to wake up and do a morning show, you still work out
Around 4
before
a.m.
doing your early morning show at 5 o'clock in the
5
morning.
p.m., yeah. So I
Right?
wake up by 4 and then I'll work out till 5 and then I'll now work.
So you were religiously doing that. And then we got married and all of that stopped.
So
And I keep wondering what happened. What I was sold is not what how did you say I put it? This is not what I was sold. I was sold someone who was very conscious of their figure, of their weight, of working out. I mean, even when
you're going to.
sometimes I need to yab you. Yab not even work again. I don't know what thing I go do. I don't yab you. I mean, you go cause what thing go cause wahala, right? Like I'll be a bad guy for like 2 days. Like somebody go they sock around the place. Why? Because I don't yab I'm about not working out, right? And that will cause wahala for the entire day. And the next day, I should off my mic.
This is Besty and Smoke podcast.
Talking the BS.
I get. This is actually when you say that what you this wasn't what you were sold, but I'm trying, but not as I let's say
You know,
as,
honestly speaking, okay, I'm not trying to make you feel bad now. I admired you a ton. The strength, the energy, the commitment, the effort you put, it was like clockwork.
It was a
Right.
lifestyle.
But now I couldn't get you to do it even if I have to beat you to death with a stick. And I wonder why. Sometimes I feel like this is what women do,
Oh.
right? They
Okay. I have this. Okay, I'll be like, hey, let me postpone. You know, I'm going to do
talking
it
about
tomorrow.
postponing. I think last week we've been working out together because I've been trying to get my blood pressure down, and I got the ankle
swollen
business swollen and hurting, and I decided to just stay off of running for a while. And you stopped as well. And then one morning after I don't yab you like small, like it wasn't
When
a
you
direct
say
it wasn't a
When
direct
you say yeah,
it wasn't a
please.
direct hit. You probably didn't know I was yabbing you. You know, a drive by, how they drive and I just did a drive by.
Can you tell me what the drive-by was?
Like when I'll talk about working out without really making you feel bad about it, right? But try to bring it to your mind that you probably have not done it in a while. That's me trying to stage a drive-by.
Okay.
But if a drive-by doesn't work,
Then you come
probably
with feel
2
exactly
days
like,
later, I'll be like, oh, and that will now cause
when
kasala.
last time you walked out?
Kasala.
You don't walk out anymore.
Now I did a drive-by, and the next day you put on your yoga pants, your running shoes. I was like, good, nice
It
one,
worked.
nice one. And then 5 minutes afterwards, you came into the sitting room and you laid back down on the couch.
Wait, there was a story behind
I was
that.
like, what the heck just
That was-
happened? And I tapped you. I said, what's up? Ain't you running anymore? You kept quiet.
No.
And then you said it was a bad day, that you were having a bad day,
That was
that you didn't know why you were feeling like you were feeling. I was
Hold
like,
on.
let me not be an insensitive dude.
Hi. It's
And the next day, even though my ankles were hurting like hell,
you had to show
I
me how
decided
it's
to
done.
show you how it's
You
done.
had to show me how it's done. I
Went
saw it.
downstairs.
Yes.
I ran for 45 minutes.
Then you came
and
back.
came back up.
Feeling like you're the boss. You just
And then
did it
1
with a
hour
straight
later,
ankle.
you dressed up and
Yeah.
went running.
This is Besty and Smoke podcast.
Talking the BS.
I know. There was a time like running and working out. I even had a gym membership. It was
Yeah.
it was a lifestyle.
Mm.
It was one of my priorities.
I'm not going to
They
ask
would
you what
change-
happened to the priority.
And right now,
I know family can be stressful.
I
A
want
lot
to
of
get
things to work on, to handle, juggling, all of
And
that.
so
And
it
and
was-
then with extra responsibilities
Yeah,
with
yeah,
your
but-
own family and all of
yeah.
that. I do understand.
I know.
But there are people who have very
All this,
tight
and they
schedules as
still-
well.
and they
And they still
still-
find
yeah.
time
and they
to
still
squeeze in, a couple
so
minutes
it was
of.
then I was doing it for me. There were
Women always
were not-
say they do things
yeah,
for
I was
themselves.
because you were not reminding me. You were not.
Yeah, I wasn't.
It was a me thing. It was something that made me feel good. Like I remember, I'll probably go to the gym in the morning.
Let me
that
ask.
anger.
Let me ask a question. Why is it that women feel like they have to pretend like they were doing stuff for themselves that they were doing for the man in their life or to look good for men. I don't know what the big deal is. If you are doing something to look good for someone, it's not like the end of the world. It's not a bad thing. I know you'll probably be intending to bash me on social media.
Why?
Or whatever.
Hold
but
on.
who the hell cares?
Why do you want everything a woman does
To be
about
to impress a man?
Yes, because I think that's actually the question.
That sounds pretty much like a social media feminist question.
It's not.
Okay.
It's not a social media feminist question. It's always the argument that women do stuff. Everything a woman does is always for a man. And then when a woman says, "No, I actually did this for me," men mostly find it hard to believe
because the optics.
Because it benefits you.
It does not.
It benefits you.
Benefits me
it benefits
to do what?
a man's ego.
All right, the optics.
Now,
Let's look at the optics. Okay, can we?
I might dress out fine because we're going out on a date.
I think we are derailing the subject.
But just a quick answer to this question. For me, it's all about what it does to my confidence. Ooh.
So you don't care about your confidence now?
I do care about
you're married.
I do care about my confidence.
All right.
But then.
Look at the optics.
But then.
Okay.
It was kind of a me thing. It was like I was in my zone.
Yeah. Now you're no longer in your zone.
Now I am beyond.
I get it.
Do you?
Yeah, I do.
I really wish you do.
We've talked about women who dripped when they were single, when they were dating. And then they get married and they start wearing wrapper for house. They could just do anyhow. Why? Because they feel like it's safe now to not bother. But I guess that's not you.
This is Besty and Smoke podcast.
Talking the BS.
I want to say thank you because, yes, I'm safe. I feel safe with you.
Don't do that.
No, I feel safe with you.
I know. Don't do that. That's manipulative.
I'm not manipulating you.
You feel safe to
sometimes when we're talking about, no. Not safe to not look good. No.
Okay. I'm not saying she doesn't look good. She does look good, but she was hot as a pistol before. And I know she could be hotter. I know you're probably I know you're probably looking at me like this guy the mad. Whether this guy the mad me.
Okay, so I will make improvement.
Okay, thank you.
But please know that I appreciate you making me feel safe, and I am safe. Okay. It has nothing to do with how I want to look or anything. It has a lot to do with the kind of man you are.
Because you know how when I'm not going to step out, right?
Yeah. You know how when they
that's it, because you feel like there's no competition.
No.
Isn't that it?
No. Because I feel like your principal won't let you. Honey, there is competition.
But that's what it is.
There's competition. Oh, there is competition.
If my principals won't let me,
what the fuck are you talking about?
It means there's no competition.
Competition. You've been right up in my face. There's always been competition with you. But I'd always had this nonchalant attitude because I trusted you. Which that's not the same you have with me.
Okay.
It's like I trust you. Like
you want to derail the conversation again. Oh goodness!
Know that the trust I give you, you're not giving it to me. I don't know what I've done to not earn it, but I deserve it. This is more like I deserve it.
This is Besty and Smoke podcast.
Talking the BS.
So, why dating is easy and being married is difficult?
Because
this right here is the reason.
Why?
Plenty argument. Plenty argument. What will make you want to leave the house? Like bang the door and leave the house.
Can I do that?
And then come back when it's calmer, but it's never calmer when you come back. Because previously on. So now the thing is that being married requires a lot of sacrifice.
Yeah.
Requires a lot of patience. Requires a lot of commitment. I mean, you're working on something. You're working on a goal. There's a reason why you guys came together, to be together, to be married in the first place, and you don't want to F that up. But when you are dating, you don't necessarily think about the long-term consequences of your action. You feel like the door, like I always say, that like the door is always open for you to, not like it's not open in marriage, like you can't walk away from your marriage, but people tend to want to fight.
Yeah. it's like that's the thing about marriage, full commitment,
Yeah.
no half. You
The
have to
effort
put in
makes it difficult.
Oh, the sacrifices you have to make.
So that's why dating is easier
yeah.
and being married is not. So you have to really think about it
Mhm.
before you dabble. And it's not something you would dabble into. You have to jump in with both feet. That's it.
Yeah.
And something else, another virtue
Mm.
is the ability to compromise,
Yeah.
to let go of your ground.
Mhm.
And
How
and
often do you do that?
not as often as I should do that,
Oh.
okay? But I
I don't
try.
think you know.
I try.
It's actually, I was actually ready to like.
One thing you've taught me is to compromise, and I've learned to compromise on things that I didn't see myself compromising on.
How did I teach you that? Is it like from me compromising or?
It's not from you compromising, okay? It's from me knowing that it's what I need to do. Like, I don't have to hold on to, okay, this is how this has to be. My room has to be this, okay? Sometimes when I come back and you fix my room and it's all rearranged, I just take a deep breath and let it be. This is something you have to learn. And I'm sure you're learning to compromise. Oh, you are compromising hugely. She's compromising hugely with me. And it's something we are mutually trying to work out together. There's no formula in marriage. Okay, you have to find your own way. You have to find what works for you, and that's what we are doing. It's a gradual process. There's no finished product. We're all of us masterpieces in the making.
That's actually it. Like, learning to compromise. So it's something you have to be willing to do and not see it as a burden. So just compromise because you want to have a mutual understanding. Okay, find a balance. I think it will really help your marriage because it's more like something you build up to, because it's not, you can't teach an old dog a new trick.
Yeah.
In my native tongue, we say, Adaracho ewoji mbechijiri.
Anayamo akebe nanka.
Nanka.
That's the right proverb. Let me be teaching you your culture.
Adaracho ewoji mbechijiri. If you want something done, okay, if you want to, make something part of you, I think you start setting the foundation in your relationship when you're dating.
Yeah.
Okay.
And in as much as we are talking about how dating is easier than being married, dating is also difficult for those who are doing it. There's no perfect relationship. There's no perfect way for finding someone to spend time with, whether permanently or temporary. And we were not trying to scare anybody about marriage either.
No, absolutely.
For the single guys out there,
No.
it's fun.
It's fun.
The argument is fun.
It's fun.
Right?
Sometimes it's heated. Sometimes, nothing is ever, like a smooth sail. It has its ups and downs, but you will find a balance.
That's right.
But that's not a guarantee that it's going to work out.
Yeah, never a guarantee. Nothing is ever promised today. And do not forget to subscribe, follow us on all socials. All right. That's at BS Podcast NG. Okay. On Twitter, that's X, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. Okay. That's our username or a handle, depending on the platform you are working with. And if you are watching on YouTube, okay, just Smoke 24 Studios, or just look for Besty and Smoke podcast.
Yeah.
Okay, you get that as well. If you are listening on a podcast, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, search for Besty and Smoke podcasts.
Yeah. I think I would use this opportunity to say something that sometimes some people get into a relationship, but they don't intend to end up, get married. And sometimes you actually find yourself, in a situation where you have to now marry someone, I don't know, for whatever reason. But remember, there's always said, if you are committing to someone, even if it's just a fling or a relationship, if it's going to a particular stage, you need to ask yourself, is this someone I'm looking forward to settling with? So you wouldn't have to waste your time
and energy,
waste resources, yes, emotional time and just everything in general. I think this is actually a call for you to evaluate your relationship right now. Are you building it for the purpose of marriage, or are you building it for the sake of If it turns out to be a marriage, is this something you can actually handle? And from the person, are they committed as you are? From your side, are you as committed as you should be? Are you ready for the work? So don't be eager as a young lady to get married because, they're saying get married because you're at that age. But are you ready for the sacrifices, the commitment, the responsibility, the compromise? Just ask yourself that question, and hopefully you find you're ride or die.
That's right. Till the next time we're here on the next episode on the Besty and Smoke podcast, aka the BS podcast. It's always a fantastic outing and a great time hanging with you. Thanks for staying with us. Till next time.
Ciao.
This is Besty and Smoke podcast.
Talking the BS.